Welcome back to the Real Life English podcast. Did you know that your brain, it burns a really massive amount of your body's energy every single day?
Yes, it is about 20%, right?
Exactly, 20%. And it burns all that energy even if you never leave your office chair.
Which is pretty amazing when you really think about it.
It really is. I want you, the listener, to think about that for a moment. You sit at a desk all day.
Right.
You do not do any heavy physical lifting. You are not carrying heavy boxes around.
No, you are just sitting.
Right. You certainly have not run a marathon. But when work finally ends and you walk out the office door, you feel completely drained.
Like you have absolutely zero energy left.
Yes. All you want to do is fall onto your bed and just close your eyes.
Yeah. It is a very, very common feeling.
So today we are doing a deep dive into our sources to explore a very simple question, but, well, it has a very complex answer. Why does sitting perfectly still all day leave you feeling like you just ran a long race?
It is a mystery, and it affects almost everyone in the modern working world.
Yeah, you have not used your physical muscles, yet your bones feel heavy. Your legs just feel tired.
Right. So today, we were going to look very closely at the invisible forces that are stealing your energy right out from under you.
I'm excited for this. What exactly are we going to uncover?
We will look at three specific things. First, mental fatigue. Second, emotional pressure. And third, the really heavy weight of a lack of motivation.
Mental, emotional, and motivational. Got it.
Yes, and most importantly, we're going to talk about how to build boundaries. Simple boundaries to get your energy back. We will keep it very clear and, take it slow.
That sounds perfect. I really like to think about the human body like a smartphone.
Oh, that is a great analogy.
Right. Because we all know how our phone batteries work. Sometimes your phone screen is dark.
Yes, it is just sitting there.
Exactly. The phone is just sitting quietly on the table. It looks like it is doing absolutely nothing at all.
But then you pick it up.
Yes, you pick it up and the battery has drained from 100% down to, say, 20%.
Which is always so frustrating.
It is. And why does that happen? It happens because there are dozens of apps running silently in the background.
Yes, background apps. They are completely invisible, but they are working very hard.
Exactly. So today, we are going to find those hidden background apps in your brain. And, well, we are going to show you how to force quit them.
I love that. Let us start with the first hidden app running in the background.
Okay, what do we call this first one?
We can call it the illusion of doing nothing.
The illusion of doing nothing. That makes sense.
Right, because when we sit still, we think we are resting.
But we are not actually resting.
No, not at all. Biologically speaking, your brain is a very hungry organ.
Hungry for what? Food?
Well, yes, in a way. It needs a constant supply of glucose.
Glucose, that is blood sugar, right?
Exactly. Blood sugar. It needs that fuel to function. And the more complex the task is, the more fuel the brain burns.
Okay, wait. Let me make sure I understand. If I do 50 push-ups, my arms need fuel.
Right, they need oxygen and blood.
Yeah. So are you saying that when I just sit in a chair and think, my brain is pulling that exact same kind of physical fuel from my body?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. Thinking is a highly active physical process.
Wow. I guess I never thought about thinking as physical work.
It really is.
Yeah.
Your neurons are firing, electrical signals are, jumping around everywhere inside your head.
That sounds like a lot of activity.
It is.
Yeah.
And the thing that burns the most fuel in your brain, the thing that takes the most energy, is decision-making.
Making choices.
Yes. Every single time you make a choice, you burn a tiny bit of physical energy.
Okay. I think I understand that big decisions take energy.
Right. Big decisions are hard.
Yeah. Like if I have to decide whether to buy a new house or how to plan a massive project for my company, that is stressful.
Of course, that takes a huge amount of thought.
Right. But on a normal Tuesday at work, I am not making massive life choices.
No, you are not.
I am just doing my normal job. I am just typing and reading.
And that, right there, is exactly where the background apps drain your battery.
What do you mean?
It is not the huge, life-changing decisions that empty your tank on a daily basis. It is the thousands of micro decisions.
Micro decisions, like
Yes.
tiny choices.
Yes, tiny choices that you make without even noticing them. Research from our sources shows that willpower and decision-making act just like a muscle in your body.
Like a muscle. Okay.
When you use a physical muscle over and over, what happens?
It gets tired. It gets weak.
Exactly. And when you make decisions over and over again, your brain gets tired. We call this decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue. But wait, let me push back on that a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
Choosing which email to answer first only takes a single second.
Right.
It is an automatic choice. I just click it. How can something so small and so fast actually make us physically tired?
It is a great question. It is all about accumulation.
Accumulation, meaning adding up over time.
Exactly. Think about holding a glass of water.
Okay, a glass of water.
If you hold a glass of water straight out in front of you for 10 seconds, is it difficult?
No, not at all. It is very easy. It does not take much strength.
Right. But what happens if you hold that exact same glass of water, that light glass of water, in the exact same position for 5 hours?
Oh, wow. My arm would start shaking.
Yes.
It would feel incredibly heavy. And, well, eventually I would have to just drop it.
Exactly. Did the glass get heavier?
No, the glass stayed the same, but my muscle got weaker from holding it for so long.
Precisely. The weight of the choice does not change, but your brain's capacity to handle it slowly drops.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let us look at a very normal morning for you, the listener. Let us trace the real work your brain does, very slowly.
Okay, let us walk through a morning.
You sit down at your desk, you open your computer,
Right?
you open your email program, and right away you see 15 new emails.
Always. Sometimes 50.
Yes. Instantly, your brain has to scan the names of the senders.
Right. I'm looking to see who sent them. Is it my boss? Is it a client?
Yeah.
Or is it just, a boring newsletter?
Yes. For every single email, your brain does a quick risk assessment.
Risk assessment.
Like asking questions. Is this urgent? Will I get in trouble if I ignore this? Can this wait until tomorrow?
Oh, I see.
That is 15 separate decisions you have made in about 10 seconds. Your brain just burned fuel 15 times.
And I have not even opened a single message yet.
Exactly. You were just looking at the list. Then you open the first message.
Okay, I open it.
Now you have to read the text. You have to understand what the person wants.
Right.
Then comes another layer of decision-making. You have to formulate a reply.
I have to think about what to say.
Yes. You ask yourself, what tone should I use? Should I sound very formal and strict? Or should I sound friendly and casual?
Oh, I do that all the time. I will type a sentence, read it back, and think, no, that sounds a little too aggressive.
Right.
So I delete it.
Yeah.
And I pick softer words. I might spend 5 whole minutes just choosing the right adjective for one sentence.
And choosing that adjective is a decision.
Wow.
Deleting the sentence is a decision. Deciding when to hit the send button is a decision.
So many choices.
You might make 50 micro decisions just to send one short email.
50 choices for one email.
Now multiply that by the dozens of emails, the chat messages, the meetings, and the phone calls you handle in an 8-hour shift.
Oh my goodness. That glass of water is getting very, very heavy.
Extremely heavy.
I am starting to see why my brain feels like absolute mush by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Every small choice is pulling a tiny bit of glucose out of my system.
Yes, drop by drop.
My mental battery is emptying drop by drop.
And the really big problem is those decisions do not actually stop when you leave the office.
They don't.
No. And that brings us to a huge shift in how we work today. The second point from our sources.
The always on trap.
Exactly. Our technology, our phones, keep us trapped in a state of anticipation.
Because work does not just stay on the desk anymore, it follows us home.
Right. Think about years ago. The office building provided a firm physical boundary.
A real wall.
Yes. You walked out the heavy glass doors, you got in your car, and the work stayed inside the building.
You could not check your email even if you wanted to, because the computer was sitting on your desk.
Exactly. But today, that boundary is completely gone.
Yeah.
We carry the office in our pockets.
We really do.
We are always slightly on.
I call this sleeping with one eye open.
Oh, I like that. Explain that for the listener.
Well, you might be lying in bed, the lights are off, the house is completely quiet.
Right, time for sleep.
It looks like you are resting. But because one eye is open, constantly watching the bedroom door, your brain cannot actually fall into a deep restorative sleep.
That is a very accurate biological analogy.
It is.
Yes. When you have your phone nearby and receives work messages, your brain enters a state of low-level threat detection.
Threat detection. That sounds serious.
It is a mild version of the fight-or-flight response.
Fight or flight. Wait, like when a human sees a dangerous animal in the woods?
Yes, exactly like that.
How does an email trigger that same reaction?
Obviously, an email is not a dangerous bear. But to your brain, an unexpected demand from your boss is still a stressor.
A stressor. Something that causes stress.
Yes. It is a potential problem you have to solve. So your nervous system releases tiny amounts of stress hormones.
Like cortisol.
Exactly like cortisol.
Yeah.
It releases these hormones to keep you alert, Your brain says, stay ready, a message might come in.
Wow. Even if the phone never actually rings all night, just the possibility that it might ring keeps my brain active.
Exactly. You cannot truly relax if you are waiting for an alarm to go off.
That is so true.
Think about the night before a very early morning flight.
Oh, I hate those nights.
Right. You set your alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning. How well do you sleep that night?
Terribly. I sleep terribly. I wake up every single hour to check the clock.
Because you're afraid.
Yes, I am terrified that I missed the alarm. My body is in the bed, sure, but my mind is standing at the front door with my suitcase.
That is exactly what living with work notifications on your personal phone does to your daily life.
Every single day.
Every single day. It keeps you in a constant state of mild background stress. Your brain is scanning the environment for a digital ping.
A ping from a chat app.
Yes. You never get the deep recovery time your brain needs to clear out the mental fatigue of the day.
So for you listening right now, think about your own evenings. Think about your pockets.
Yes, think about it.
Does your phone vibrate with an update from a coworker while you are cooking dinner?
Often, yes.
Does it flash with an email from your manager while you are watching a movie with your family?
Just a quick flash of light.
Yeah, every time that screen lights up, your brain is pulled right back into the office. The background app starts running again.
And that digital tether is exhausting.
It really is.
But, even if we turn the screens off, there's an entirely different kind of pressure waiting for us during the workday.
What kind of pressure?
It is the pressure of the people. It is the human element of work.
Oh, this is a big one. It is not just the tasks that make us tired. It is the emotional energy we spend dealing with managers, clients, and coworkers.
Yes. We are talking about the hidden cost of being professional.
A hidden cost.
In psychology, this is known as emotional labor.
Emotional labor. Can you explain that simply for us?
Sure. It is the effort it takes to manage your own feelings and expressions to fulfill the requirements of your job.
Managing expressions, like your face.
Yes. It is the gap between how you actually feel inside and how you are required to act on the outside.
Let us unpack that because I think this is something every single person relates to. In a professional environment, you cannot just be your raw, authentic self.
No, you really cannot.
If you are annoyed, you cannot just roll your eyes at your boss.
That would be bad.
Very bad. If you are having a sad day, you cannot just cry at your desk. You have to maintain a certain image.
Yes, you have to put on a mask.
A mask.
And managing your emotions like this takes intense physical and mental energy. It is an active process of suppression.
Suppression. Pushing feelings down.
Yes.
But let me play devil's advocate here for a second.
Okay.
Is that not just basic social politeness?
How do you mean?
Well, if I go to a coffee shop, I am polite to the person making my coffee. I smile and say thank you. We all have to follow social rules. Why is being polite at work suddenly this massive energy drain?
That is a very fair question. But there's a major difference between natural social politeness and forced emotional masking under pressure.
What is the difference?
Natural politeness is brief, it is easy, it flows naturally.
Right.
But in a workplace, the expectations are much higher, and the stakes are much higher.
The stakes, like losing your job.
Exactly. You are not just being polite, you are often actively hiding strong negative emotions because your job security depends on it.
I see. It is the difference between naturally saying hello to a nice neighbor and forcing a warm smile at a client when you actually want to scream at them.
Exactly. Let us look at a very common scenario.
Okay.
Imagine you work in customer service, or maybe in a management role where you have to deal with complaints.
Lots of people do that.
A customer comes up to you. They are angry, they are yelling, and they are blaming you for a mistake you did not even make.
Oh, my heart rate is going up just thinking about it. That is the worst.
Right. Your natural biological response to being yelled at is defensive anger.
Of course.
Your body floods with adrenaline. You want to yell back. You want to defend yourself.
I want to tell them they are wrong.
But you cannot. The rules of your job say you must remain calm, professional, and helpful.
So I have to fight my own biology.
Yes. You swallow the anger. You force your facial muscles into a soft, polite smile.
That is hard to do.
You force your vocal cords to speak in a quiet, soothing tone. You say, I completely understand why you are frustrated. Let us fix this together.
That is acting. It is like playing a character on a stage.
It is exhausting acting. Think of it like holding a large beach ball underwater.
A beach ball. Okay.
Your natural emotions, the anger, the frustration, they are the beach ball.
Right. Full of air.
They desperately want to float up to the surface. But you have to use your arm strength to push that ball down deep under the water. and hold it there while you have a pleasant conversation.
That is a brilliant image. Holding that ball down for 5 minutes is really tough.
Very tough.
But holding it down for an 8-hour shift, no wonder your arms, or in this case, your mind, feels completely dead by the end of the day.
Exactly.
You have spent all your energy just keeping the ball underwater.
And you do not just do this with angry customers. You do this with coworkers you do not get along with.
Oh, definitely.
You do it when your manager assigns you a project you think is a terrible idea. But you have to nod and say, "Great idea, boss."
Right, smiling the whole time.
Every single time you suppress your true reaction, you burn energy.
This emotional masking is hard enough on a normal day. But there's another layer to this, right?
Yes, there is.
Hiding your feelings is difficult. But hiding your feelings while doing work you absolutely do not care about. That seems like a recipe for total exhaustion.
It really is. And that leads us directly into our next point from the sources, the heavy anchor of routine and a lack of motivation.
Motivation. The drive to do something.
Yes. When your work lacks meaning, the physical and mental toll of the job multiplies. It gets much worse.
Let us talk about the difference between kinds of tiredness. Because, well, not all fatigue feels the same.
Very true.
There is a good tired and there is a bad tired.
Absolutely. Think about spending a Saturday hiking up a beautiful mountain,
Sounds lovely.
or playing a highly competitive game of basketball with your friends, or maybe spending hours in your garage building a piece of furniture.
Okay, physical activities.
You work hard, you sweat, your muscles
Yeah.
ache, but at the end of the day, how do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I am physically exhausted, but my mind feels really light.
Exactly.
I feel accomplished and happy. I sleep perfectly. That is the good tired. The effort felt completely worth it.
Right. When you're motivated, your brain releases dopamine.
Dopamine, that is
Okay.
a chemical in the brain, right?
Yes. Dopamine is a chemical that makes effort feel rewarding.
Rewarding, like a prize.
Exactly. It acts like a mild painkiller and an energy booster.
Yeah.
It makes the heavy things feel a little lighter.
So that is why I can hike for 6 hours and still feel happy.
Yes. But now think about the bad tired.
Oh, the bad tired. The bad tired is when you sit in a chair for 8 hours looking at a spreadsheet that you know does not matter at all.
Exactly.
You have not moved your body at all, but you feel sick, sluggish, and just completely empty.
Yes. That happens when there is no internal drive.
Mhm.
You do not care about the outcome of the spreadsheet.
No, I just want it to be done.
You do not find the work meaningful. Because there is no motivation, your brain is not giving you that helpful hit of dopamine.
So no painkiller, no energy boost.
Right. You have to rely purely on raw willpower to get through the task.
But here is something that seems like a contradiction to me.
What is that?
Usually, if you are bored, it means you are not doing anything. You are just sitting there. And if you are doing nothing, shouldn't you be saving energy? Why does pure boredom make us so sleepy and drained at work?
It is a great question. And it is a very common misunderstanding. Boredom at work is not a passive state.
It isn't.
No. It is actually a highly active state of resistance.
Resistance. Resistance against what?
Resistance against your own brain's natural desires. Your brain craves stimulation.
It wants to be active.
Yes. It wants to learn, it wants to be entertained, it wants to solve interesting puzzles. When you are staring at a boring task, your brain desperately wants to look away.
It wants to do anything else.
Yes, it wants to daydream about your weekend plans, it wants to check the news, it wants to literally do anything else.
So I have to fight my own brain to stay on task.
Precisely. You have to use mental energy to grab your wandering attention and forcefully pull it back to the boring spreadsheet.
Over and over again.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
You have to tell yourself, no, brain, look at these numbers. Do not think about dinner. Look at the numbers.
That sounds exhausting.
Forcing your focus onto something you do not care about is incredibly hard work.
Wow. So I am burning energy making micro decisions about emails.
Yes.
I am burning energy staying alert for phone notifications.
Yes.
I am burning energy hiding my true emotions from angry clients.
Yeah.
And I am burning energy just forcing my eyes to look at a computer screen I do not care about.
Exactly.
The routine itself, the daily repetition of waking up and fighting these invisible battles, is like carrying a heavy metal anchor around my neck.
It is a perfect storm for total exhaustion.
It really is.
When you combine the mental drain of micro-decisions, the always-on trap of technology, the emotional labor of staying professional, and the heavy anchor of boredom, it is completely logical that you have zero energy at 5 o'clock.
The battery is not just low, it is completely dead.
Yes, it is shut down.
Okay, we have painted a pretty grim picture here.
We have.
We have identified all the background apps destroying our batteries, but we promised our listeners some hope today.
We did. We need solutions.
We promised to talk about how to fix this, especially focusing on setting boundaries and proper rest. How do we reclaim our energy? How do we build boundaries and actually recover?
The good news from our sources is that because we understand how the energy is draining, we know exactly how to plug the leaks.
Oh, that is good to hear.
The solutions focus on two major areas: setting firm boundaries and changing the way we rest.
Let us tackle the resting part first, because I feel like I rest a lot, but I am still tired.
Well, according to the deep dive into our sources, most people are resting wrong.
Resting wrong? How can you rest wrong? You just sit there.
The source material makes a crucial point here. Think about what you do. Most of us finish a long, exhausting workday, we collapse on our couch, and what is the very first thing we do?
We pull out our phones.
Yes, we pull out our phones and start scrolling.
I am incredibly guilty of this. I will spend an hour just swiping through short videos or looking at pictures on social media.
And how do you feel?
I feel like I am resting because my body is not moving, and I am not doing my office work.
It feels like rest to your body, but it is an absolute nightmare for your tired brain.
Really? A nightmare.
Remember everything we just talked about regarding mental fatigue and micro decisions?
Yes, the emails.
When you scroll through social media or read the news, you are throwing your brain right back into the fire.
Wait, really? But it is just funny videos of dogs. It is easy to watch.
It might seem easy, but think about the cognitive load.
Cognitive load, what does that mean exactly?
It means how much information your brain has to process at one time. Every time you swipe your finger, completely new video appears.
Right.
Your brain has to instantly figure out the context of that new video.
Context, like what is happening?
Yes. Your brain asks, who is this person? What are they doing? Is this funny? Is it sad? Do I agree with this? Do I want to read the comments?
Oh, wow. I see it now. I am forcing my brain to do exactly what it did with my morning emails.
Yes.
I am making hundreds of micro decisions. Swipe, swipe, like swipe.
Exactly. You are rapidly processing new visual and emotional information. Every single post is a tiny shock to your nervous system.
I shock.
Yes. You might see a funny dog video. You laugh. Then you immediately swipe to a very depressing news story. You feel sad.
Right.
Then you immediately swipe to an advertisement trying to sell you shoes. You feel annoyed.
That is a lot of emotion.
Your emotions are bouncing up and down second by second. You are not resting at all. You're just changing the type of screen you're staring at.
So if I sit at a computer all day burning mental energy, moving to a smaller computer in my hand is not a break.
No, it is not.
It is just a continuation of the drain. My battery is still draining.
Exactly.
So what does a real break look like? How do I actually rest?
A real break requires giving your brain permission to stop processing new information.
Stop processing.
It requires lowering the cognitive load to near zero. A real break is often quiet, and it involves stepping away from all digital inputs.
So things like looking out a window, taking a walk.
Yes. Taking a 20-minute walk outside without headphones.
Without headphones, no music.
No music, no podcasts, no phone, just walking.
That sounds strange to do.
It might feel strange at first, but you're letting your eyes look at trees or buildings at a distance.
Why does distance matter?
It gives your eye muscles a break from staring at close-up screens, and it gives your brain a chance to wander freely without being forced to process new data.
That actually sounds incredibly peaceful, just letting the brain go offline for a bit.
It is the best kind of rest.
Now, what about boundaries? We talked earlier about how the physical boundary of the office building is gone.
Yes, the boundary is broken.
How do we build a new wall between work and home so our brain stops anticipating emails, so we can close that one open eye?
We have to actively construct our own digital and physical boundaries. We have to set rules for ourselves and our technology.
Rules.
The most practical, immediate step you can take today is managing your notifications.
You mean turning them off?
Yes. Use the settings on your phone to build a digital wall.
How exactly do I do that?
You can schedule your work email app to simply pause notifications after 6 o'clock in the evening. Or simply turn off the sound and vibration for any work-related chat apps.
But, some people might say, I cannot do that. What if there is an emergency? What if my boss really needs me?
It is a common fear, but it is usually ungrounded.
Ungrounded, meaning it is not true.
Right. In most jobs, true emergencies are extremely rare. If something is truly a catastrophic emergency, people will find a way to call you directly on the phone.
That is true. They will call.
But 99% of the time, that email about next week's meeting can wait until tomorrow morning.
It really can wait.
By stopping the notification from appearing on your screen, you stop the brain's anticipation cycle. You finally close that one open eye.
That makes total sense.
Mm.
If the phone does not buzz, my brain does not have to wonder who is messaging me. I take control of my environment.
Exactly.
What is another way to build a boundary, especially for people who work from home? The line between the office and the living room is completely blurred for them.
For remote workers, creating an end-of-work routine is essential.
An end-of-work routine, like a habit.
A routine is just a series of physical actions that send a clear signal to your brain. You need a ritual that says, work is over, personal time has begun.
Kind of like how putting on pajamas and brushing your teeth tells your body it is time to sleep.
Exactly like that. If you work at your kitchen table, you cannot just leave your laptop sitting there open while you eat dinner.
Because you will look at it.
Your brain will keep looking at it. Instead, create a 10-minute shutdown ritual.
What should I do during that ritual?
Close your email program. Physically shut the laptop. Put the laptop inside a drawer or a backpack so you cannot see it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yes. Then change your clothes.
Change your clothes, even if I have just been wearing comfortable clothes all day.
Yes. Change from your work comfortable clothes into your evening comfortable clothes.
That sounds a little silly.
It sounds silly, but the physical act of changing your clothes helps shift your psychological state. You are stepping out of your professional persona and back into your personal life.
So I am dropping that heavy mask we talked about earlier.
Exactly. You dropped the mask.
I love that. Close the laptop, hide it, change the outfit. You become a different person. You officially end the day.
Yes.
Now, let us talk about what we do with our evenings. The source material suggests we should engage in active rest after work to get our energy back.
Active rest.
If I am exhausted, how does doing an activity give me energy?
It goes back to the difference between mental energy and physical energy. If your day at work drains your mental and emotional batteries, sitting still on a couch does not recharge them.
It does not fix the problem.
No, you need to shift the load. You need to use a different part of yourself.
Give me some practical examples of active rest. What should I be doing instead of scrolling on my phone?
Active rest often involves doing something physical, tactile, or creative that requires very little complex decision-making.
Tactile, meaning using my hands.
Yes. Cooking is a fantastic example for many people.
Cooking. But cooking involves standing up and chopping things. That takes effort.
It takes mild physical effort, yes. But think about the mental effort.
Okay, let us think about it.
When you are following a simple, familiar recipe, you are not making stressful choices.
No, the recipe tells me what to do.
Exactly. You are just chopping carrots, you are stirring a pot, you are smelling the garlic cooking. It is a sensory experience.
Using your senses. Smell, touch, taste.
Yes. It pulls you out of your anxious, overthinking mind and brings you back into your physical body and your hands.
I see. By using my hands to do a simple task, I am allowing my complex problem-solving brain to finally rest.
Exactly. Or consider physical hobbies like gardening, painting, or doing a puzzle.
Puzzles are fun.
These activities have clear rules, they do not involve workplace pressure, and they give you a tangible result.
You can see the finished puzzle.
Right. They provide that hit of dopamine we talked about earlier. You feel a sense of mild accomplishment that actually gives you emotional energy back.
That is wonderful. And what about managing the emotional drain, the exhaustion of pretending to be fine all day? How do we recover from that?
You recover from emotional masking by finding spaces where you can be completely authentic.
Authentic, meaning real.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need environments where you do not have to hold a beach ball underwater.
So spending time with people who do not expect anything from you.
Exactly. Having a real, unfiltered conversation with a good friend or a partner.
Just talking honestly.
Calling someone you love and just venting for 10 minutes. Being able to say, I had a terrible day, without worrying about looking unprofessional.
Letting the beach ball pop up to the surface.
Reconnecting with your true emotions is the fastest way to relieve the pressure of emotional labor.
This has been incredibly illuminating. Let us slowly recap the journey we have taken today through our sources.
That is a good idea. Let us summarize.
We started by asking why sitting at a desk leaves us feeling so physically drained, and we learned that work is not just physical. The invisible forces are mental and emotional.
Right. The brain is burning fuel, making thousands of tiny decisions, from choosing words in an email to prioritizing tasks.
Then we explored the always-on trap. Our phones have destroyed the physical boundary of the office, leaving us in a constant state of stressful anticipation.
We sleep with one eye open, waiting for the next notification.
We also uncovered the massive energy cost of emotional labor. Being professional often means suppressing our true feelings.
Which is as exhausting as holding a beach ball underwater for 8 hours.
And we recognize the heavy anchor of routine and boredom. Forcing our brains to focus on tasks we do not care about drains our willpower and leaves us empty.
Yes.
But most importantly, we discussed how to fight back.
We learned that real rest is not scrolling on a smaller screen. Real rest is lowering our cognitive load.
Taking a quiet walk.
Doing something with our hands, like cooking.
It is building a wall. Turning off the notifications at 6 o'clock. Closing the laptop and putting it out of sight. Because the fatigue is mental and emotional, our rest must be intentional. We have to shift gears and engage in active rest that feeds our spirits instead of draining our minds.
It is about recognizing that your energy is your most valuable resource, and you have the power to protect it.
I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to take into your evening tonight.
Something to really think about.
Think about what you are going to do tonight when the workday ends. Are you truly resting? Or are you just unplugging yourself from your work computer and plugging yourself directly into your phone?
It is a vital question to ask yourself.
Tomorrow, what is one simple boundary you can draw to protect your battery? Can you commit to turning off your email notifications when you leave the office?
That is one step.
Can you commit to putting your phone in another room for just 1 hour while you cook dinner?
A very helpful step.
Just pick one tiny action to take back your power and give your brain the silence it desperately needs. We want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thank you so much for listening.
Now, we strongly encourage you to step away from the screen, take a deep breath, and enjoy a true phone-free break. You have certainly earned it.